Starting to the bottom right of the map for Seoul, we have the Zerg player in blue.
Seoul Hiva.
Hiva known for his aggressive builds, for his early pools, and recently not all that successful against Terran, only a 42% win ratio. And he is going up against one of the best. Starting to the top left of the map with a 77% win ratio in this matchup. For Team Acer we have
Acer Innovation.
Acer Innovation successful actually against Hiva just recently in the GSTL in the best of one, where he was able to win against his opponent and former teammate. So a very interesting match indeed that we have at hand here. Innovation highly favored in this match, but Hiva an opponent that you should never underestimate, because he might just throw a curveball against you that you don't see coming.
Yeah. Don't forget that these players used to be teammates, and you know, that also kind of factors into things. It's been a little bit longer now since the teams have split for these two, but even so, they know each other's styles, and I'm sure they're kind of friends. At least they have a good relationship with each other. So sometimes you have really weird games come out as a result, where one player will do something that they never do, just because it might be something that their former teammate might expect. Oh, not able to get that SCV down to 10 hit points.
I've had a little bit of a rougher time recently, coming down from the Premier League already in the round of 32. He finished last in his group. He was in a group together with Flash, JOGUNSHOP and First, didn't win a single one of the best of threes. Innovation, on the other hand, he came second in Group F in the round of 32. And he and Dongragu, they both advanced. But then in the round of 16, Innovation only finishing third in his group. He was together with Su, JOGUNSHOP and Super. Lost against a Zerg player without taking a map in the last and deciding game, and therefore dropped down into the third round of the Challenger League right away, whereas Hiva had to play every single round so far. And he was only meeting Zerg players up to this point. And ZVZ unbeaten this season in Challenger League, but now he goes up against not only his former teammate, but also one of the best players that we have in the Terran versus Zerg. Innovation was for a long time actually known to be unbeatable in the matchup. Solki, one of the first Zergs that was able to showcase on a map like Whirlwind that Innovation is actually someone who can be beaten.
Yeah.
And it's going to be interesting to see what kind of build Hiva has prepared, because of course both players here have been preparing for this match for a long time now.
Yeah, Innovation is not invincible, but he's definitely the favorite here when it comes to this matchup. Hiva, a Zerg who's normally aggressive. There goes the factory. And he's actually delayed this command center so significantly because the Reapers are, you know, not at home. And this drone has just so much utility here. See, it even makes the Reaper come back and tries to delay the command center, does not get it off. But we're going to have a reactor follow-up here, of course, on the factory.
And also a couple of Zerglings that are being put into position now to just go for an attempted run-by, to go straight into the mineral line at the natural. That's one of the few moves that you see Hiva and other Zerg players put out every now and then, especially if the Reaper decides to go to the bottom right once more and tries to find out what the gas timings and the tech in general for the Zerg players. The Zerglings can easily just try to sneak past and go into the natural. For now, the Zalnaga watchtower is here occupied, and the second set of Zerglings are also close to the third. We already have the third command center going down for Innovation, so he wants to take that third base, but the Zerglings should be able to see that really soon. Not too much Overlord scouting on the other hand. There's actually not a single Overlord present that could spot that.
Yeah, not quite yet.
Hiva very much in the dark, just relying on the strength of his own build.
Yeah, he didn't take gases early, and that's something Innovation scouted. If Innovation had seen even one gas in the main base of his Reapers against Hiva, I guarantee you he would not have made a fast third CC like this. But as it is, he saw the late gas, so he feels comfortable with this, and it's a pretty smart strategy for the map. The Reaper's going to come here and see if he can confirm anything about the gases, any layer timings, or even, you know, a commitment to Zerglings.
Well, we have a double gas here instead of a single extractor, so that gives him quite a fast speed as well. It's not the fastest that you can get, but it's fast enough to deal with Reaper and Hellion, which is the usual follow-up for what we see here. The Queen's a little bit too late to the party. Reaper is able to jump down the second cliff and get away, but the Hellions are already building up here for Innovation. So what you would usually do as a Terran player is just poke out a bit. You have your Reaper, sometimes you go up to 2 or 3, and then you use them in conjunction with the Hellions, try to force the creep 2 mas back, take a few of them out. But Hiva's plan now is just relying on a lot of Queens taking that third base. Can't, of course, be taken out by a Reaper alone. So both of them, in this game at least, sitting tight, trying to play their own game, playing it a little bit more defensive than especially Hiva usually would.
Yeah. Well, double evolution chamber now. And like you said, yeah, this is not normally what we see from Haiva.
I mean, he has options here. He could. It's very unlikely that he goes straight into some kind of roach attack at this point in the game. He already has speed for the Zerglings and he has started with Lings on the map. So it's more likely that we will see him with his added tech. The double evolution chamber already helping him a little bit against potential attacks with Hellions. He can use that at the front to block away a little bit. Takes down the Reaper too. And what we should see next is attack into Lair and him just trying to solidify his position on 3 bases, going into the additional gas on the 3rd base. But with the creep spread that he has, he shouldn't have a lot of problems like dealing with the pokes that we have early on for Innovation. For him, things are starting to get a little bit more iffy when Innovation can control the first few medevacs to start his drop.
Yeah. And as far as upgrades go in this game, Haiva in a really good place here. 26 tumors in total right now. He's actually spreading that out like a madman, saying that Innovation has not really made a big attempt to stop. He's taken a quick 3rd. But Haiva ahead in upgrades. He had the evolution chambers up first, the E-base for Innovation a little bit later because he went for that CC.
The mid game. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, and he's a little bit. He's going to have a little bit faster drops here as well, so he can actually harass before the Mitos are out. But go on with what you were going to say.
The mid game is going to be where it's going to be really interesting from Haiva's point of view. I like the macro hatch that he's putting out there. He won't really have a problem with his lava if he keeps his injects up, and he's also spreading the overlords across the map. With the creep spreads as is, he will have a very good idea of where exactly the Terran player positions his army. The Hellions here not going to be a threat. He sees them a mile away. But for him, he's most likely going to go down the traditional path where we have like Ling, Baneling, and Mutalisk. But the transition into Hive Tech and the timing for that, that's going to be the very interesting part. Innovation not really a player that is likely to die to Muta attacks alone, and the Terran player is usually the one that gets a bit ahead in the upgrades at some point. So I would like to see the Infestation Pit a little bit faster than normal for Haiva. And here comes also the Spire, as expected. Overlord speed coming in, +1/+1, 3rd base, and also the 4th. So he will have 5 hatches in total, but this is the timing that we talked about earlier. Yeah. The double medivac, this is when Innovation starts to move out and forces the creep back and maybe even snipes a potential hatch.
Yeah, he might be able to do that. These rocks being destroyed here not only block the Hellions, but it's actually really putting a stop to this push initially for Innovation. Baneling speed has started. He doesn't have a whole lot of Banelings though, if he has any at all, I don't think right now. He's gonna need this. Okay, yeah, so he does have, it looks like about 8.
Nice, lifts the supply depots here. Too often we've seen Terran players miss that one step and they're not able to pull that off, but in this case we have actually the Zerglings setting up to have a bit of an attempt to just attack from behind, and that's exactly where they're going right now. We have Zerglings from 2 directions putting those Marines and Hellions in a really bad spot. The Medivacs are trying to do what they can. Banelings moving in as well, and Innovation, he has to move back for now, but he has already reinforcements on the way.
Yeah, he's going up to about 60 RB supply here with the Widow Mines now, as well as combat shields finishing. 2-2 started for him. He should be able to get a lot of damage done here. The Banelings are not ready. They're being morphed right in the middle of the battle here.
Innovation with his impeccable macro play is 23 supply up at this point in the game. This is something that you never want to see as Zerg player. He is playing this so well. Crazy macro by the Terran player. Good split so far on those Marines, doing a really good job. But he can't take that 4th base down just yet, but he is still moving in units and trying to kill as much as he can.
Yeah, Baneling speed being finished, making this a lot harder for him. He scans and goes for the tumors in the middle of the map rather than going for that 3rd base again, or rather 4th, I should say. And even though Innovation's macro is so good, he maintains his huge lead, the hold is good for Haiva as well now. And now he's got the meters coming out, so he's going to be able to shut down any further drops and will be able to capitalize finally on that 4th base and the 6th or how can I do math? 7 and 8 gases that he gets from that 4th base. So he's going to have 8 extractors. That's going to be so much gas to come for him.
Ling Muta Baneling on the map now, and the +2/+2 started for both of the players. So Haiva has to decide, when do I move into the Infestation Pit? When do I want to go into Hive to get access to the +3/+3 and potential big attack? Widow Mines, of course, the issue if you really want to deal with the Mutalisk. You could get a shot or 2 with the Widow Mines and then move in with the Marines. Banelings are going to be crucial for the defense here for the Zerg player, and he's trying. Gives him 4 bases against 3, gives him a good spot, but Innovation did a great job at forcing that creep drag. And Mutalisk more and more coming in, and Innovation decides that for now it's actually time to move back and just bide his time.
Now this Widow Mine's about to get their software upgrades. They can burrow a little bit faster, but he's not going to push it, not right now. Picks off a Changeling here.
And there comes the faster Infestation Pit. I really like it. So access to Hive will be granted for Haiva. And Innovation, on the other hand, already working towards a 4th base, getting that 4th CC and also establishing a few missile turrets to make sure that the Mutalisk can't just simply suppress his army and try to go in from the side.
Yeah, these Banelings over here are a little bit trapped, and as long as the split here is good, they're going to go to waste. That was really good for Innovation.
Yeah,
takes
really
a massive
nice
army
move.
supply. He's even going to take these units out decently well. With the reinforcements coming, the Mutas have to leave. Takes out the Banelings are free, and now suddenly Hive is in trouble because the Mutas alone are not going to be able to do any damage to Innovation. He's just going to try to pick off some of these units here. Gets a Widowmine or two, but the shots here could be excellent.
Innovation's multitasking and macro are just crazy good. He's once again in the supply lead and he's making his way towards the 4th base of his opponent, using those Widow Mines again as a retreat point. Going in, here come the Banelings. The Banelings immediately being taken out. The splits for Innovation are crazy good. He's forcing his way into that small gap once more and is already heading into 3-3, whereas Hive doesn't even start his own Hive tech because he has to use all his resources to get the units into the game.
Exactly. The 3-3 here going to be a big problem. They may be the nail in the coffin for Innovation if he can get those out. Continue to trade extremely well against these armies, always going the choke point, always having the Widow Mines lead. He has 70 Harvesters. The only thing he's missing is they doesn't have that 4th CC up just yet. It's being blocked right now by an Overlord spreading creep. And more and more Banelings being picked off here. He's always, neutralizing those Banelings that are on the edge and making sure that he can pick those off. And when the Banelings go down like that, it just costs more and more gas, which delays the Hive tech, delays the 3-3.
Subtle moves by Hive, trying to block that 4th base with an Overlord, trying to spread his creep even further. Now, of course, the creep spread is going to recede once more since Innovation just doesn't miss a step here. He is 50 supply ahead, 14-16 minutes into the game. It's insane. This guy is just so good. And Hive, he is struggling. He's trying to do what he can, but at army supply, he has half the army supply.
And a few Banelings here to the south, again cut off from the main army. Has to be careful about that. And not only was he 50 supply up, but Hive was supply blocked. He is actually going to annoy this command center, will be saved. And the Mutas are not back at home defending because of this.
It's crazy how good Innovation is. It's insane. He didn't win a major battle, but just the small and subtle things that he did and doing everything a little bit faster, hitting the right timings, doing everything. Like literally hitting the right piece at the right time. Now he's trying to actually split his units against this double attacker from 2 sides. He's doing a crazy good job against the Bane. He's taking everything out. This is 120 army supply against 66, and the Mutalists are the only units left for Hive.
Yeah, he's not going to hold here. He's got 80 drones, but not a whole lot else. 19 Mutas and 7 Zerglings, and Innovation actually pulls back. He's got a 4th base. He can easily remax. He's just going to get everything together and go with 3-3. He has a planetary with turrets and missile turrets and Widow Mines up there, so that base is not going to be assaulted and damaged anytime soon by either Mutalists. Even Banelings are going to have a hard time there if he tries to do one of those.
He doesn't leave anything up to chance. He sees those changelings. He goes for the missile turrets. He has everything in position. The 3-3 is already completed. Hive over the completed Hive tech. Doesn't start the 3-3 immediately. He's down in upgrades, he's down in army supply, he's down in economy thanks to the mules that we currently see for Innovation. The Mutalists are going to try their best to do something about it, but there is already armor up there. We have missile turrets. This is looking worse and worse for the Soul player. In game number 1, the missile turrets and the Widow Mine doing a decent job here defending the 4th base. And here comes Innovation going up that ramp, trying to put a wedge between the 3rd and the 4th.
3-3 is done here, trying to get up there, actually walking into a lot of Banelings, but even so, he just has so much more army. He's up 50 army supply, it's dropping a little bit, but now that the Banelings are gone, the Mutas, how can they really engage? They can't. GG!